Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, it says upcoming. Why does it say upcoming?
So, hi. We did the whole countdown. We were talking for a good, 5 minutes?
Did you not press the live button?
I pressed the live button. I promise you I pressed the live button.
It's in the beauty of the live, guys. It's in the beauty of the live. I'm glad I noticed because we were about to get right into it.
Listen, we were about to start.
We did a whole intro. We talked really nicely about each other and about what we're going to be watching today.
And
then I was like, wait a minute. It says that we're not live yet.
got new background lights. We love them.
And I use an
Show us
app.
the lights, please.
I will. Because
you have to show them that. That's cool.
Yes,
like
you have to show them.
$20 on Amazon, and you can just use this app and just like, phew.
There's your food too.
Yes. Okay. So we are just like, so first things first. Hello, my dudes. I chose today's video, so I hope you enjoy it. I wanted to see what JJ and Erin think about this video. And I want to thank them again on the live because I already did, but again on the live for doing this with me. So I think it's going to be a good time.
Y'all are probably like, where the hell are they 10 minutes late?
Yes.
Talking to ourselves for 10 minutes thinking we were live.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I will take ownership of that.
It's okay. It happens. It's the beauty of the live.
I want y'all to know that we were not intentionally 10 minutes late.
No.
Yeah, we thought we were live. We talked and talked.
Yeah.
And here we are. But it's okay. JJ got chicken strips. I got tacos. I'm about to get me a michelada. And we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time.
Thank you, Rachel. Okay. So did you recap our video?
So the video that we're going to be talking about today is a ex-Monat rep who was an influencer prior to Monat and is still currently an influencer after Monat. And she tells us a lot of the stuff that we already know, but we haven't heard from ex-reps because most people don't speak out. And in my opinion, she says a lot of the quiet parts out loud. And I just feel like this is a good video to watch, especially to take a little break from the Elamir sitch because we've all been working so hard. I know you haven't been able to see my work yet, but I mean, JJ and I have been over here working their butts off with that. So I felt like it was a good, chill video. Hopefully no one gets mad. I don't think I got mad. We were watching. I was just like, I've been saying that. We've been saying that. We've said that. So yeah, ready when you guys are.
I'm excited to hear from somebody that is an influencer because one of the things that I think that, well, I hope we can start having more conversations about it is the responsibility of influencers and just how they're targets for some of these MLM companies because they have an audience that is so large. I mean, we saw it with Prove It and we saw it with TikTok. Now we see all these influencers that are doing things like get ready with me and then they'll put their ketones in there. Saw one this morning. Yes, we reported it. Shout out to my Discord and my members. But we see it all the time. And I just think that it's irresponsible on their part, in my opinion, to be a part of that. Just like I think that, you know, celebrities that are paid for these MLM events that do they do any research? I don't know. But if they're not doing research, I think that there needs to be, you know, they need to be responsible for that. It's not just a paid gig. You're getting in front of people that are losing a ton of money based on the stats from the FTC. We're not even getting into like the income disclosure statements for those companies. But I think that there's a certain amount of responsibility that we need to have those conversations. Yeah. So I'm excited to see what she says. I got a little long-winded. But
absolutely. Me too.
Alrighty, then let's get started. I guess we should just go ahead and mute ourselves just to make sure. And, you know, since we all three have access to the video, so whenever, you know, Karina, whenever you want to pause it, you're welcome to pause it, whatever you like.
I'm nervous, kind of nervous for this video today. I know that a lot of people are going to be watching this. A lot of people that I personally know, I have personally worked with, and people that I've probably personally talked to about this business. So this is probably the one thing that I get inquired about the most. It's somewhat of a controversial topic. I'm very nervous for it, but I feel like it's just time that I address everything. I talk about everything. I explain everything. Let's just jump into it.
The truth.
These opinions and everything that I'm about to say to you is my own personal experience. I'm not gonna say what I think you guys want to hear. I'm just gonna be as real and as genuine as possible, and I'm no longer working with the company, so my opinions are completely unbiased. I wanna be as truthful and open with you guys as possible, just to get that out of the way. I'm kind of a mess right now. I feel like Dorothy or like Little Red Riding Hood or even Wendy with these. I did ask you guys to ask me questions, ask me anything you want to know about my personal experience with Monat, and I was blown the f up with questions. I know that this is something you guys have been low-key thinking about.
Something that I said while we thought we were live, and then I forgot to say it again, is one, yes, she is very, very gorgeous. And two, the whole video she says, I'm not trying to bash Monat. I'm not trying to like shit talk the company or whatever, but then proceeds to tell us how it really is. So it's kind of like she's not necessarily bashing, but she's telling us the truth.
I have an opinion on that.
Go for it.
I think that the reason that we see people that get out of MLMs that are speaking about them the way that they are, I think that it shows where they're at in their healing process. She's still working through whatever programming from participating in the MLM company. And MLMers say that any opinions that go against, the MLM is amazing, is negative or is bashing. We see it all the time. And so I think that particular language for her is her trying to work through. She sees what we all see, but there's still a part of her that's still working her way out of it. And so I think this is kind of cool how she's presenting this. She's trying to present it like lighthearted, but also you can tell from her language with saying bashing. You're allowed to share your experience with a company. You're allowed to say, I didn't like this makeup product, or I didn't like this hair product. And most retail companies are not, traditional retail companies are not going to say, oh my God, Julie Joe is talking about this line and she hates it. She's bashing us. That's just the MLM that has that kind of response. So this is very interesting for me, just because of my experience getting out and all of that. So I think that's why she's doing that.
And this is one of the reasons why I wanted you guys to watch this with me, because I personally, I know you guys know that I've never been in an MLM, but I know you two have. So I knew that you would have something to say about it. So again, thanks for doing this with me. And anybody can click play.
And that's why I'm really excited to make this video, because I want to clear the air, I want to explain things, and I want to also set some things straight too, because I know there's going to be a lot of people watching this. So I guess we could just start with what is Monat, because you might be watching this and you have no idea what I'm even talking about. Modern Nature, Monat, some say Monet, some say Monat, or Monat Global, is a vegan anti-aging beauty company. They're basically an MLM. I don't know if you guys even know what an MLM is. It's a multi-level marketing business. You work by recruiting people and by making sales. So it's kind of like Mary Kay, it's kind of like Arbonne, it's kind of like those businesses. There's also a very heavy stigma that comes with those types of businesses, that they're a pyramid scheme, that they're a scam, that they prey on, single mothers and that kind of thing. I'm not gonna lie, at the beginning, I was kind of like, I was just somewhat skeptical, because then I had also heard bad things, some rumors about the product. So I was on edge about it, but I also was extremely desperate at the time. I was living in my aunt's basement. I was looking for something that I could do to bring in extra income, and I wanted to get out of my aunt's basement, and I was also going through a really tough situation with Wolf's dad as well. So I was just at a very low point when I was approached about this business. It just kind of seemed like a no-brainer to me, because my situation couldn't get any worse. I might as well just give it a shot and go for it and try.
Wolf is her little girl, who is beautiful, by the way. She has her all over her Instagram. And did she not just finish saying that there's a stigma that they prey on people in a vulnerable spot? And then she proceeded to tell us where she was at when they found her.
Did you also catch that it involved a basement?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Another basement story.
it out. But I'm going to get into that a little bit more. I just wanted to explain what Monat is. So they are a vegan company. They sell hair and beauty products. It's basically a multi-level marketing, direct sales, that sort of thing. It just started raining. Just my luck, you guys. I couldn't even film at my house right now because there's too many people there. Hopefully it doesn't start pouring. Okay, so this is how I got started. One of my friends who actually ended up working this business with me. Wait, should I mention any names? Well, I don't know. Actually, maybe I shouldn't. One of my friends, okay? When I was in Fort Wayne for the summer, last summer, my friend texted me and she was like, you should hang out with this girl. She's in Fort Wayne. She's a mom. She's so cute. She's trendy. She looks fun. I feel like you guys would really get along. So naturally, I hit this girl up and we talked for a little bit on Instagram, and she started telling me about this business, which after she had started talking to me a little bit, I realized that I had also been approached before by multiple other people about the exact same company. But the way that they approached it was very spammy, and hers was not. Like, I was just like, oh, that's a scam. That's an obvious scam. But when she was talking to me about it, like, it just seemed genuine. It did seem like, it did kind of seem desperate in a way, but I also understand the hustle, so I didn't look at it that way, if that makes sense. I started looking into it, come to find out that my mom was actually a distributor for Monat for about a year, and I didn't even know. I had no idea. I had seen the products maybe on social media, but I didn't put two and two together. I didn't know it was that company. I didn't know that it was the company my mom worked for. I didn't know that my mentor, who I'm telling you about right now, I didn't know that. I just didn't know until she started telling me everything, and then I started piecing it together and figuring it out. Oh, okay, this is the company that everybody's talking about and reaching out to me about. I really started researching different success stories within the company. So I would find women on Instagram where it seemed to be that they were.
I'm going to pause this really quickly because she said I started researching success stories. If there is anybody that is watching live that is a part of a multi-level marketing company, if there is anybody, I'm laughing because of a text I just got. If there is ever, or if there is somebody that is watching that is wanting to get out of a multi-level marketing company, considering joining a multi-level marketing company, don't just look for the success stories. Talk to people that got out of that company so that you can get a real picture. That's the entire, not the entire, but that's a major part of the anti-MLM movement, is providing a place where people can go and get another perspective. Hey, I was a part of this company. This was my experience, rather than just depending on the success stories, because the success stories in multi-level marketing companies are, in my opinion, the top 1%. So that's not necessarily going to be the experience of everybody else.
I wanted to also mention that I didn't go looking for this video. I actually used to follow her, and I was telling Erin and JJ before we clicked live that I found her because she was doing previously lifestyle videos and stuff, and I thought she was I still think she's really, really cool, and she's beautiful, obviously. I found her when I was looking for cloth diapering and stuff because Leo was a sensitive butt baby. So that's how I found her, and I did follow her for a really long time. I no longer follow her, but when I saw that she put out this video, I thought it was important to share and talk about it. But that's how I found her.
Yeah, I love that.
Extremely successful, that they were making a lot of money. I just didn't feel like things could really get any worse, so I went for it. I very quickly started making money, and it wasn't extreme amounts of money. It wasn't like, oh my god, right off gate, as soon as you start, you're gonna start making thousands of dollars. But
you know why she started making money really fast? Because she had 50K followers on Instagram.
That part.
That's why.
was making a couple extra $100 a week from that. So I ended up quitting my job because I realized if I really put my whole effort and energy and time and dedication and focus into it, that it could take me really, really far. And I knew that from the very beginning of starting. It wasn't like, oh, can I do this? Can I make money? I knew that if you're a hustler and that you do the things that they basically teach you to do, that you really can be very successful. So I just want to say, disclaimer before I go any farther.
That was me that paused it. I'm finally ready to say something. Yeah, hold on. Let me think about what I was going to say. She's saying that because her experience and her situation as an influencer with thousands and thousands of followers, yeah, sure, maybe you can make some money while you're in there. But that's not the average person, and most people don't have that kind of following. Most people don't have the ability to tell 50,000 people, hey, you should look at this, and then 10% of them buy from her and it be loads and loads of money. Like, most people don't have that. So in her experience, as someone who is a rare person in that situation, she can make money. The issue is she doesn't see it like that, right? She doesn't get the fact that she's different than the normal average person who doesn't have 50K followers. So
this is not a video that's going to shit on Monat. Monat is a very legitimate business. It's a very legitimate way to gain success. I never saw
I think the fuck not.
All you have to do is refer to their income disclosure statement. Legitimate business?
Oh, honey. Jesus.
Better yet, just listen to what she has to say, because again, even though she says she doesn't want to shit on the company, just listen to her experience. Even though she had like 50K followers when she started, listen to how shitty her experience was.
Also, yes, congrats to Erin. We love you. 6K, baby.
Thank you, guys.
myself doing it forever, but it is something that if you are serious and if you want to take the time and the effort, because it does, and I'm going to get into why I really stopped doing it, but if you dedicate yourself and you basically marry money, you can make it really, really far. I'm not hating on the company. I'm not hating on anybody that I've worked with. I just want to say that because I really did have a good experience, and it's not what people say it is. There are different things that I don't necessarily agree with, and there are different.
It is what people say it is, just because it wasn't for you. Oh, yes.
Thanks, DC.
But yeah, it is what people say it is. Just because it wasn't that for you doesn't mean that it isn't that thing. I mean, the thing is, the company's stats show us that it is exactly what she's saying that it's not. It is that company where most people don't make money. I mean, she's privileged in the fact that she had lots of followers and stuff. And I know that Karina said there's more to come, but it is that, you know, and I hope that she watches this and goes, wow, I should get out. I should get my head out of the bubble that it's in and realize the big picture, because most people don't have the same experience. I have people comment on my TikTok all the time that are like, well, I made money with this company. And I'm like, boo freaking who? Congrats. Amazing. Well done. The majority of people don't. That's just that. Also, I guess I'm a little spicy tonight. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Also, the pause game.
It's strong.
Girl.
Finger. Strong finger.
Things that didn't sit well with me that were part of the reason why I left, but overall it was a good experience for me financially. We'll just say that. So everyone wants to know why I decided to walk away from it. Michaela, why did you quit? Why did you really stop working money? I put so much blood, sweat, tears, and time into this business that I created. So burnt out. I was extremely stressed out. I was anxious all the time. I was kind of depressed, and I felt guilty a lot of the time too, because I never have wanted to work another 9 to 5. I'm not a clock in and out type of person. You guys know that about me. I'm a hustler, and I like to find different things for me that benefit me in the way that I want them to, and not going and sacrificing all of my time and energy working a job that I hate. That's just not my personality. That's just who I am. So I really wanted to be able to stay at home and work with her. And at first it was great because I was sustainably making enough money to, you know, support Wolf and I realized that I was starting to feel guilty because I was not paying attention to her. Sorry, my camera just stopped. In my head, I was like, I'm doing this to make a living for Wolf and I.
Like I said, she doesn't have to talk negatively about the company, because and that was her experience with all the following that she had, Can you imagine not having a following and trying to achieve what she was showing? Because she was very much showing that lifestyle of, oh, I'm moving back, I bought a house, yada, yada, yada. And I remember I actually consider joining her at the time when she joined. I don't think I said that to Erin or JJ, but whenever she started showing all her stuff and I followed her for the cloth diaper and all that stuff, I told my husband, I was like, look, this looks like a good opportunity. And he was actually the one that said, no, that's a Princess House scam. That's what he said. Just like my mom is in that Princess House BS, that's the same thing. I want you to look into it some more. And that's actually how I started watching anti-MLM videos, and here I am now. But just so you can see, like, even with all the following she had and all the support and all whatever, look at what she is saying that her experience was like. But she's not trying to shit on the company, right?
So I was justifying spending, you know, being with her, but then not paying attention to her. But then I would also feel guilty if I did pay attention to Wolf, because people would make you, in the business, people make you feel guilty, and they make you feel like you need to relay that vibe onto the rest of your team too. It was never like just a pleasant experience. The money was great. The money was great because I worked my fucking ass off for it, but the amount of time and energy and effort and how emotionally exhausting and draining it was just wasn't worth it to me. And I also felt like I was starting to fall away from my own personal brand. You guys know, like, I've been on the internet, I've been on YouTube, I've been on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and everything for years. And I know I'm not like, I wouldn't even really consider me an influencer. I feel like I just kind of put my life on the internet in an extremely vulnerable and kind of authentic way. And I think that that attracts people. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just got off on a tangent, but it was starting to take away from who I was as a person, because your mentors basically guilt you and make you feel like, and it's not their fault, because they're just trying to help you be successful and because they want to be successful. And it's just like, it's
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Accountability. They were making you feel guilty so that you were like, listen to what she just said. They make you feel guilty. Oh, they're trying to help you because, you know, in your business, you want to be successful. She didn't say those exact words, but then she's like, you know, and they're trying to move forward too. That's the entire problem. Is the fact that they are guilting leaders in MLM companies, not all, but a lot of them, in my opinion, guilt you into working or ordering the new product or any of those things that use that undue influence. Some of them straight up influence, some of them straight up guilt into ordering the new stuff, and you know, it benefits them. Yikes.
a win-win situation. I get it and I understand where they're coming from, but I was basically taught to make my team feel guilty if they weren't, and not feel guilty, just like, what are you doing? If you're not posting, you're not making money. You know, if you're not.
That's like the literal definition of making someone feel guilty, ma'am. So yeah, no, you were right when you said feel guilty. Don't go back on that. You know it. We know it.
Not talking about the products on your story, if you're not getting your face on camera, if you're not messaging 100 people a day, like, you're not gonna make money. I almost felt like I was becoming a babysitter, and I also felt like I was being babysat. And I was being watched very closely. I wasn't able to post the content that I wanted to. I wasn't able to really be authentically me, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there is kind of a specific type of girl, Monat girl. They have a very specific look. They kind of post the same things. They say the same things. Although it was very financially freeing, I just didn't authentically feel like myself. And that put me in a really weird spiral, especially because it was right after I had Wolf, when I was already having an identity crisis. So it was too much for me. It was too draining. And I personally recruited.
Sorry, Karina. Go follow the Clown Town. Go sub to them, because they are also an anti-MLM creator who's newer. And yeah, they're great. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, but then again, they don't prey on moms, right? And people in vulnerable places. So that's just a stigma. That's just like what people say so that you don't join. But then here she is telling us her story.
Probably like 200 people, 150 to 200 people. And then they recruit people. So on my team, I think I actually don't even remember how many people I had on my team total, to be completely honest. It doesn't even matter. But regardless, once you recruit people, now you're responsible for them and their success. You feel like shit because you don't want them to feel like, oh, I'm only reaching out to them because I just want them to make money, so I make money. I almost started feeling extremely selfish, and I just didn't like who I was becoming. I didn't like that I was getting frustrated with people. I didn't like...
Okay, so I can relate to that a lot for me personally, because that's one thing that I didn't like either was, you know, as my team grew and as I, you know, qualified for, you know, top 2%, you know, when I hit that, it was different. Like for some reason, things were different, and like I didn't want to get aggravated with people, but I felt like I was getting aggravated with people just because they didn't post something or just because they didn't do this. And it was like, I'm not their mom, and I shouldn't be feeling this way, and I shouldn't be asking them to do that. Like that's weird. And that's one of the things as well that kind of was a red flag and helped me step out and look at it from a perspective of not cognitive dissonance so much, but more of like this, you know, why do I feel this way? And how do I stop feeling this way? Well, how do you stop feeling that way is you stop doing it. I was in Arbonne. So I qualified for regional vice president in Arbonne in 13 months. And then I got out probably around month 15. So pretty soon after, because things just shifted. I was in like a leadership position. I saw things differently up there. It wasn't the same. And, you know, I mean, Arbonne has some of its own issues with like conspiracy theories and stuff, like some of the top leaders in there. So that was another thing. But it's sad when one day you think, oh, all the people below me can get up. Like all the people below me can go. They can do what I'm doing. They can move up too. And the next day you wake up and go, actually, I don't think they can. Not because they're not working hard enough, but because I just don't actually think that they can do it because of the business model itself, not because of them. And knowing that, I had to make a choice. That was like the crossroads I feel like a lot of people experience as they get up in leadership. You make the choice of, do I stay, knowing that most people won't, telling them that they can, knowing that they probably won't, maybe just a few, you know, like a few people, and then continue to rise, continue to make money, or do I go and leave it all behind, knowing that I did the right thing? So I left. It was hard, but it wasn't, you know, like I knew that I did the right thing when I left. Also, hi Hunter, love you. Okay, that's my tangent. Okay.
That. And also, girls, you guys know, girls are catty, okay? Girls are mean sometimes. Girls are judgmental. They like to pitter patter. They like to be mean. That's just what girls do. But personally, that's not what I like to do. I'm not like that. I don't want that. I just want to be extremely carefree, drama-free, easygoing, peaceful, vibe with everyone. And I didn't get that vibe. At first, it was like that. It was all about women empowerment, and it was all about, you know, women supporting other women and empowering other women and whatever. But it slowly became very selfish. I was under a lot of pressure to do the things that I was expected to do. As a leader, like there's only so much that you can do without, like you have to have your cup full.
And then you get this message from your upline whenever you might not be doing exactly what you're supposed to do, or someone in your downline's not, you get this message and you see their name and your stomach hurts. That's not normal. That's not a normal thing from an upline who's supposed to be a mentor, who's supposed to be, and you know, honestly, it wasn't even that I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing or people weren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. It was that they were hitting the numbers they wanted to hit. So it was like, I got a text from them asking, how are you? How are you doing? What's going on? And then it was like, okay, so here's what we should do. Maybe we should do this and this and this and this. And I'm like, but you know, everything's fine. And they're like, no, it's not. Women empower women in front of the audience, but not behind the closed doors. That's a good one.
You know what I think happened? She became self-aware. She started seeing the scummy part, and she was not okay with it, because even before she joined Monet, I can agree with her that she was just putting her life out there in a very vulnerable and real way. As real as social media can get. So I feel like that's why I enjoyed her content at the time. So yeah, I feel like she became self-aware. She was like, I don't want to do this anymore. It feels weird, which good for her.
to be able to pour into other people's cups. Michaela, why didn't you do this? Can you make this spreadsheet? Can you do this? And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just stating exactly how I felt when everything was going on. I just felt used sometimes. I felt extremely overwhelmed. Again, this is nothing, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody. This is just my experience. I surpassed my mentor very early on in the business once I started. I don't know if that caused resentment. I just did everything on my own. And I like raised this team of over 300 women by my...
I'm going to say it. I don't know who her sponsor was, but in my opinion, absolutely it caused resentment. Absolutely.
110.
My bad.
110%. I mean, I passed my upline. Essentially, like, she got to a level because I was getting her there. And then it got to the point where I was getting the numbers and she wasn't on her personal part. And so I was, bumping up and about to surpass her. So yeah. And then she started treating me differently. There was something there, and I knew it. Like, I knew that she was starting to resent me because she knew she wasn't doing anything, and that I was doing everything, and she was getting paid off of my work and then my entire team's work as they built. So yeah, there's resentment there for sure, no doubt.
And her mentor and I don't think, and again, not being mean, a lot of the people on my team just didn't vibe well. You know those people who just are extremely about themselves and they're just like not very happy people and they're just kind of rude and mean? That's kind of how she is. And I know that people are like, if you're watching this and you know who I'm talking about, you might say, oh, well, that's just her personality. That's fine, but that type of personality just doesn't clash with me. And that's nothing bad against her, but she ended up removing my team because I unfollowed her on Instagram.
Hi, it's me editing. I wanted to clarify that she took my team out of the different Facebook pages, team pages, group chats, and different resources and things that are supposed to help make you be successful that we were previously in until she found out that I unfollowed her on Instagram. And the reason I know that is because when I asked her why she did that, she gave me that answer. So just wanted to...
That is straight out of the Bossly handbook. You unfollow her, you unfriend her, you block her or whatever, and you're getting removed from everything. Even if you are an active promoter and she's making any money on you at all, you get removed. If you have a difference of an opinion, yes, she's definitely saying the quiet parts out loud. You get removed if you don't agree with everything that your leader's doing. And there's a certain amount of, you have to be kind of a yes person. I don't want to say yes man, but you have to be a yes individual, if you will. And if you don't, you get shunned.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I see with people who do what who do what her upline did, and we know because Jessie Lee is this way, I see extreme insecurity. I see their ego is shut down. And so we know that about Jessie, and we know that's one of the reasons she does it. And so, I'm sure that this person, like she said, maybe probably had some feelings that she surpassed her and then, took her whole team once she left and just cut her off.
And again, I feel like she's proving us right, how when we say that their friendships are transactional or their relationships are transactional, here you go. Tell me again how it's a great community to join. It's a great company because everybody's family. Okay, where? En donde? They just cut her ass off as soon as she didn't agree with something that they said. So just saying the quiet parts out loud. And honestly, I love that for us.
Clarify.
That was my breaking point. I just couldn't do it anymore. And I know I'm rambling, but this is overall why I quit. And the last reason really is just because I just wanted to focus on myself. I realized that I was taking a lot of time away from Wolf, which made me feel really horrible because that was the whole reason I started. I wanted to be able to make a future for her and I, but then I slowly realized that I was not even paying attention to her. So it was this weird revelation that I had and I didn't like it. I didn't realize who I was like kind of becoming, and I was straying away from my own personality. So, and I wanted to focus on my own things too. I want to build my own brand, you know, like, no, I'm not making the amount of money that I was making, which I'm going to get into that as well. I was making good money doing money, and I was well on my way to the top. I really truly was. If I would have been consistent and stuck with it, I probably would have been SED by the end of this year. I would much rather do the things that I love and not be a millionaire than have hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars and doing something that's not truthfully bringing me happiness. Are the products legit? Address the lawsuits and the rumors. I was excited for this question. I think that when I started promoting money and the products, people at first, which I totally get, they're probably like, oh, this girl's just trying to make money, you know, she's broke, she just is trying to sell these products and talk good about these products so that people buy them. I have not touched my face, my skin, or my hair with any other product than money. They are truthfully life-changing. If you have any damage to your hair, any like postpartum hair loss, even like the curly hair, like the curly targeted products that I use on Wolf's hair, I'll never use anything else. And that's kind of how I got started in the first place, because I was extremely into clean beauty, and once I got pregnant I realized the amount of ingredients and chemicals and toxins that are...
Fun fact. Oh, I'm sorry to rain on your parade. My name's not clean beauty. Did I rain on your parade? Sorry.
Also, I wanted to mention that when she moved, because she moved, I believe, from like Portland to, I don't know where she moved to, but it was like a good, like a far distance from a state to another state. And she actually gave away on her Instagram like boxes full of products. So like they were like, oh, I have this, and this, and this, and this. Tell me which do you need, and I'll just send them for you for free. I just don't want to take this with me. And it was like huge boxes of products. So inventory loading. Again, Previn is right.
Absolutely inventory loading. I love that you mentioned that, because she's saying that she's still using it. However, she sold all of those products that she had probably because she wasn't working the business anymore and didn't like need to show them off. She just needed the basic ones to put in her shower when she wanted to wash her hair.
I think this is another example of responsibility as an influencer. She's still putting her stamp on these products. And what I think would be better suited for her audience would be to say, I'm still using them, or maybe not even mention that part, but encourage people to do their own research, encourage people and mention where they can go to do research, not from the Monat websites, you know, not from any of that stuff. Where can they legitimately go to find information about these products that's not coming from the company and that's not coming from a distributor in the company, so that they can do their own research? I think that what she's doing here is dangerous for many people. I think that I saw Julie Lystad was in here, and she said postpartum hair loss. You. Yeah, love you. I saw her mention postpartum hair loss, and she mentioned here she had just had a baby, you know, and so your body goes through a bunch of changes. I just think that this narrative is very dangerous, because she's still, in a sense, with this part of the video, endorsing the products, and it's an MLM product, you know. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling, but
I think she partly did it to not get backlash, which she ended up getting anyways. So I mean, I don't want to speak for her, but I've never known her to be dishonest. But again, I only know her from social media. I've never had a personal conversation with her or anything, but she's always came across pretty genuine to me. I think this was just her protecting her ass against Julie. I love you. Against the backlash, but that's just me.
In all of our products that we use on a day-to-day basis, and people are completely unaware. So I started doing research on that before I even knew about Monat, and I was looking for a good shampoo, natural vegan shampoo and conditioner. I know ingredients. In America, there's only 9 to 11 ingredients banned from beauty products, and in every other country, basically, most of them, there are over like 1,300. That just goes to show the quality of the products that we do have here, and that you probably should be careful and cautious of what you're putting in your skin and on your hair. So I was kind of nervous because I did see lawsuits about it.
She just unlocked the memory for me. Sorry, she just unlocked the memory for me. So I remember when she was pitching Monet on her stories, because at that point I was still following her. She showed that one app where they show you how green your product is from like a scale to green, from green to red. I cannot remember for the life of me what that app is called, but I remember that Hannah recently mentioned it in one of her videos. Yeah, that's where I know that app from, because she kept like, oh, look at your regular like products, and she kept sharing screenshots of that and compared to like Monet to further greenwash the whole Monet care system or whatever the heck. So just want to mention
Also,
that.
I'm a very open-minded person, and I know that usually the best people in the best companies, people are going to talk shit about you because they're jealous, especially if you're financially booming and the company is expanding and doing all these great, amazing things. People are going to be jealous and people are going to hate on them. I just took it with a grain of salt. I didn't really think about
Monet's going down like the fucking Titanic, and we're still talking about them, so that's not true in my opinion.
it too much. We were taught from our mentors that those people either had underlying health conditions that were making their hair fall out, or they were on a medication that was making their hair fall out. And then, yeah, I used the products and fell in love. Never have had a single issue with my hair. So who knows? I don't know. I guess nobody really knows, but I do know that my own personal results have been amazing, and I'll never use anything else. And I'm no longer actively promoting them or marketing them. Okay, so somebody said, how did it work? What did you do on a daily basis? And is it a scam? It really just depends on how serious you took it, because some people would only work a couple hours every week. Some people would be there from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep, which was me. Everybody was different. Everybody was making a different amount of money. Everybody was ranking differently. Everybody accomplished and did things with their team different. So I'll just explain to you what I personally did. I would wake up, feed Wolf breakfast, and immediately get to work. Run team calls. I would check in with my team. I'd be talking in my group chat all day long, be making spreadsheets. I would be creating content. I would be filming things. I'd be taking pictures of things, doing giveaways. Like, there's a million things that go into it. It is a legitimate business, you guys. It is not a scam. I think that any type...
You made it seem like it's a legitimate business. You can put pretty wrapping paper on a piece of shit and it still smell and be shit. You can throw glitter on it. You can put a bow on it. It's still going to be poop, no matter what you do to it. So you can make it look like a business, like your business that you're a CEO of. But the reality is, you're not, and it is not.
I can't believe she just said it's a legitimate business when she was talking about all of the extra stuff that she was doing that she was not getting paid for. Like 99%. I just did a TikTok on this. 99% of what she just mentioned, she is not getting paid for. Let's also mention that there are campaigns and, you know, the managing of the groups, the admin stuff, the checking in with her customers. There's a whole bunch of stuff that she has not mentioned that, again, you don't get paid for. The only way that you get paid in a multi-level marketing company is you sell a product or you recruit somebody. So all of this extra stuff that she's mentioning, she wasn't getting paid for. And if you took an hourly wage, if she took the money she was making and determined her hourly wage, she was making pennies an hour, probably. We see it all the time. So this is dangerous. God, I'm glad she got out. I'm so excited that she got out, but this trying to walk the middle line to tell her story, but to not piss off people that are still in it. At some point, you have to stand up and say what you stand for. When you are walking this middle line, trying to stay neutral on stuff, it's just going to cause more problems. Speak up, tell your experience, say where you stand. And if the people are upset about that, they're going to be upset about that. But don't walk this middle line because you're afraid to piss people off, because it's going to make you look deceptive, in my opinion.
Yeah, and she's actually not fresh out. So it's been over a year. Just
telekinesis, Erin. That's what I was gonna say. Like, if it was a legit business, she'd be getting paid for everything that she was doing. Also, I think I just unlocked another memory. It's been a minute since I watched this video, but I believe the reason why she's trying to tiptoe that middle line there, that neutral line, is because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me well, further in the video, she does say that she's still making residual income without promoting. So I think she was trying to not get fired. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty positive. So I guess let's see.
Of MLM is going to have the things that I didn't necessarily like. It's an unconventional job, right? Like, it's not something that people are used to, but it's also becoming the new norm. Direct sales and network marketing, all of that is the new wave. People are jumping.
No, affiliate marketing is what people are doing. Not MLM, not social retail, not network marketing, whatever name you want to spin it, not social selling. All of that is cover words to build curiosity. It's all multi-level marketing. More people are doing affiliate marketing, in which they should, because there's never going to be a recruiting requirement where you're getting paid off of other people's efforts. The fact that she's still allegedly in an MLM and trying to pitch this like, oh, it's a legitimate business. No, it's not. We know it's not. We've seen the updated income disclosure statement from Monat. You guys know that's how I say it. This is very dangerous language. Very dangerous.
I think this is an interesting comment. Doesn't mean she shouldn't be given room to heal and deprogram. I don't know where the idea is that she's not in this. So, yeah, I don't know what the issue is in the chat a little bit. It's like, the first one was like, well, let her heal, blah, blah. Well, yeah, absolutely. That's probably what she's doing right now. But that doesn't mean we can't talk on the fact that she, one, might be still getting paid for Monet. We'll see. Two, is giving misinformation. That we can still comment on that. I just think that's an odd thing to say.
Yeah. Also, this was a while back.
Super weird.
It's the misinformation for me.
On that, and it's booming right now. I think it personally depends on your perspective, because you might have somebody who reaches out to you and says, you're going to make $1,000 in your first month. I promise you that you're going to make this much money. It's going to be a piece of cake. It's going to be so easy. And then you get started and you're like, this is actually a lot of work. Then you could consider that to be a scam, right? But if you're somebody who was approached by like a genuine person like I was, and they tell you like, listen, it's not going to be easy, but I know that you can do it. And I know you're very capable of doing it. So let's do it together, essentially is what the conversation went like. And so to me, it wasn't a scam, because I knew it wasn't going to.
So at that time, when she's saying if you were getting recruited by a legitimate person and like a person with good intentions or whatever, it was when their whole, you can make a full-time income in a part-time, like with a part-time schedule jam. That was their jam when she was in. So sorry, I should have silenced that. But yeah, that's it.
Be easy. I knew that the amount of time and effort and energy you put into it is what you're going to see back. This is why I know it's also not a scam. You don't buy a shit ton of product and then sit with the product at your house and have to resell it. You buy products for yourself. You buy like a box of products. There's 4 different options that you can choose from, or 5 or 3. I don't know. I don't even remember. The products are just for you to
Then why did she sell a bunch of products when she got out? Oh my God, the sex
I need
box.
y'all to help me block. I need y'all to help me block the sex box. Come on now. I can't block them all because it says you cannot block more. Thank you for helping me, moderators.
I find it ironic that she's like, no, you're buying products for yourself. Okay, well, if that's the case, why did you buy so much for yourself to the point where you had boxes that you were selling when you got out or stopped promoting it? I don't know what language I want to use there, because she hasn't shared that part of her story yet.
She didn't sell it, Erin. She gave it away to her followers. She gave it out for free. Yes.
Okay.
And one more thing, I like what Dave said, because this is like literally what we do. He said, we're commenting on this particular problematic video. It's not about her healing. It's about the influence she has on her followers by not being honest. yeah, I mean, the fact is she might watch this and go, well, they have a good point. Or she might watch us and go, that's BS. Or she might not know who we are and not watch it at all. Doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is this person kind of portraying themselves that they're out of the MLM, saying, here's an honest truth about Monat. Like, I'm not in Monat anymore. So here's what I honestly, like, here's the truth, you know? And that's the point, is some of what she's saying is spot on, right? Like, even her experience of someone with 50K followers experiencing that is intense. But then there's also the idea that she's not getting it all right, and it is misinforming her followers, like that it can potentially be a good thing for them to do, when her followers likely don't have near as much followers as she does. You know, they probably don't have as near as many people watching them, and they probably don't have the ability to do what she did in it. Also, thanks for taking that off. I didn't think about it because y'all can barely see me.
I know. I needed to see your face while you were talking.
Personally use. You're not buying the product to resell them to people. You're just buying them for yourself. And if you want to use them as marketing tools, then you can do that. So if you want to have like a wash party at your house, or you want to take a really cool picture on your Instagram of all the shampoos, you know, like all the products are just for you, because how else are you supposed to sell something if you don't actually try it and use it yourself? You see what I'm saying? So that's how I know it's not a scam, because with like Mary Kay and Arbonne and all these things, you have to resell the product. I also just know like the business models are extremely different. I'm not going to speak personally on those companies because I've never personally worked with them, but I've had other people join Monat on my team and tell me different things about them. So I think it just makes sense the way that they.
In the words of Julie Joe, they're all the same piece of poop, just with a different topping on it. It's not different.
Do it, to me, is brilliant. I think that this type of business is.
You're muted, friend.
I know,
You're
yeah.
muted.
I just unmuted myself. I just realized it. Jessica said, I'm ready for the sex bots. I'm faster than Google. And that Ravencraft Hemlold makes me think of Ravenclaw. I'm Ravenclaw in Harry Potter. I am a Ravenclaw in Harry Potter, so it makes me think of Ravenclaw. But I said, looking for an honest truth from someone who hasn't gotten there yet is a big, big ask. I totally agree. We're not asking that though, but I totally agree from you. Looking for the honest truth from someone who hasn't got there yet, it's impossible, right? Because they're not there yet. They probably have a lot of friends who are in an MLM. That's my thought, right? You know, and it's hard to see it, and it's hard to like see the truth when someone like her made all that money. Someone like her was successful. Her experience is different than the majority. So we're not asking her to like for the honest truth. We are pointing out the flaw in what she's saying.
Is really taking over the market. I mean, especially with the beauty industry, like it's like a multi-billion-dollar industry. So to be involved and also be using this type of business model, I think is extremely intelligent of them. They're millionaires. Like they're yeah. Do they coach you on what to say to recruit? So yeah, I mean, there was team calls and training calls pretty much every single day, multiple a day even sometimes. Teams do it differently. And my personal upline, and I mean upline as a collective term, not just my personal, not the girl who just signed me up. We were taught how not to be spammy, how not to just hit somebody up and be like, hey girl, trying to make $1,000. Like, we were taught to be not snake oil salesmen, if that makes sense. But then I've also seen screenshots from people from complete other uplines or downlines who are sending messages like paragraphs, like novels, just saying like, oh, I work for this and this and this, and I do this, and you can get a free car, and you can go on free trips, and you can make $100,000 a year. It just really is different for everybody and how the way that you were taught. But yeah, they do script you and specifically teach you and train you on how to be successful, essentially, which was very helpful and useful. And it's not something that they're required to do. I've heard of some girls joining Monat and they don't even have an upline at all, and so they don't know.
Your upline wants to do that because they want you to be successful. Why, ladies and gentlemen? And the theys and thems, because if you're not making any kind of income, if you're not buying products, if you're not doing something and then getting people under you to do something and then getting people under them to do something, they're not going to get anything. They want you to work, even if you're not doing super well, and then get other people to work so that they can make money. so that they can just like tuck it in their pocket. So, I mean, just like Karina said, like she really is just saying the quiet part out loud. It just, yeah, that's exactly right.
They're doing, so then they make no money, and then they get on YouTube and they're like, money's a scam, I didn't make any money, because they didn't have a good experience. How much did I make and how much can you?
All right, fucking pause really quick. Hi, my name's Julie Jo. I did good, and I had a pretty decent experience. And that was pretty shitty of you to do when you know for a fact that you, as someone with 50,000 followers, has the ability to make so much money in an MLM. I dare you to try to get someone with 1,000 followers in your downline to do the same thing that you did in the same amount of time that you did. You can't. I just don't understand that. She obviously hates
what she said.
She obviously doesn't like anti-MLM. Like she, you know, probably because they probably said something to her, or like, who knows, you know, she probably has the same thought about it that she did when she was in Monat. But the issue is, she's like, because they had a bad experience. Well, your experience is like the 0.1% of people in MLMs. There's still 99.9% of people who have like a way different experience than you do. It's that thought bubble that she's in. She's still in that echo chamber a little bit. That's what I'm thinking.
And she can say that her experience wasn't bad, but again, she just told us she felt guilty for neglecting her kid. She felt guilty if she wasn't on her phone all day. She felt like a bad mom. She had all those products. She felt like she was babysitting other people. Tell me how all of that is not a shitty experience. Tell me how all of that is not a bad experience. Tell me, please. Thank you.
You realistically make. The compensation plan goes by ranks, okay? And then there's also like different bonuses and things you can make, but you basically rank up. And how you also know it's not a pyramid scheme, you can outrank the person above you. I think the definition of a pyramid scheme is for...
That literally does not mean crap. Outranking the person above you doesn't mean anything. This is like a moo point. Anyone seen Friends? When Joey's like, it's a moo point. It's like a cow's opinion. It just doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. That literally doesn't matter. Also, your downline's still getting, like your upline that you outranked is still getting paid on your stuff. At least I'm pretty sure how it was in Arbonne. Your downline, who you outranked, is still getting paid on your stuff. Like, it's a cow's opinion. It's a moot point in a situation of a pyramid scheme. Looking into that does not matter.
While there's no product involved, it just is solely based on recruiting, which is not the case in Monat. They are very focused and very driven from their products. But the compensation plan is kind of hard to understand because not only do you get that one-time bonus for hitting that certain rank, but then you also get paid different for each rank. You get different bonuses for each rank. I mean, on average, a month, I was probably making like $3,000 a month. But then quickly towards the end, I was making on average like anywhere from $8,000 to $15,000. And that
question, Michaela, how much were you spending when you were making that? How much were you spending, my girl?
Or when they talk about their team being successful, she's like, we were successful. No, you were. And then give me the percentage of people who are making half of what you're making. Let's look at that. Right?
That is a month. The amount of money that I saved doing this business was truthfully a blessing. Honestly, I think that that's why I finally was just like, okay, I'm done. I'm good. I've paid off some debt. I've bought a car. I moved back home. I'm good. I've got a fat savings. It's fine. Everything is fine. And I think that was kind of where I got to my breaking point and my finishing point. I was just like, I don't want to feel exhausted every single day anymore. I don't want to feel pressured. I don't want to wake up immediately stressed out. If I would have kept going, I know I could be fairly rich right now. But to me, again, it just wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth it. I was also going through a very weird mentally part of my life during that time. I was trying to find myself, but it was extremely hard to find myself when I felt like I had to be somebody to be able to make money off of the job that I was doing. But you guys know it's not a scam, and I'm not going to sit here and say you can make just as much money as me, because if you don't work your ass off like I did and post about it 24/7 and talk about it 24/7 and talk about it to everybody you see in person.
You're forgetting a part of the sentence where you have 50,000 followers or whatever the number is at this time. If you have a large audience, chances are you're going to sell a product and recruit it because they've probably been following you for some time and you've developed a relationship with them because they've been around for so long. It's the same reason Karina was like, hey, I found her because she was talking about cloth diapers and this and that, and I really liked it. And that was relevant to, a time in my life, and that is the very way, in my opinion, that manipulation happens with some of these influencers is these people have followed them for so long and have watched all of their life transitions and have watched them, have kids or move or change, whatever. And it's, I think that this is really irresponsible, what she's saying.
That was a fast block, everybody. There was like 10 of them. Less than 10 seconds. Well done.
I was talking and blocking them at the same time. That's why I stopped in my sentence because I was all.
I was trying to, but my computer was lagging.
I tried to click one and it would just go away. And I tried to click someone. That's awesome.
Before we move on, I wanted to say that at least she did that and said, I'm not going to sit here and tell everyone that they can be as successful as I was. Well, I'm sorry, Michaela, but that's the very fucking least that you can do. Actually be truthful about that and not sell people on the dream that everything was fantastic when you are here telling us how miserable, stressed out, and sleep deprived and guilty you were all the time. So there's that, I guess.
Well, and that's a good point. And the fact that I don't disagree. I'm sure she did work hard. But someone who had 1,000 followers would have to work 10 times harder than her, 50 times harder than her. 50 times, yeah, right. So she worked hard, yes, but she still didn't. And she's saying you have to work hard to get where I was. Yeah, a lot of people have to work 50 times harder than you to get to where you were in that amount of time, and the majority of them won't be able to do it. Like 99% of them very likely won't be able to do it, and it's because they don't have the following that you had. I mean, we've said it a lot tonight, like that thing, but that's so important because that is a big part of her success. That's all I got.
Sorry, I got cut off again. But if you're not doing every single little last detail that I was doing, unless you have 1 million followers on Instagram, you're going to be exhausted. You're going to be tired. You're going to be kind of stressed out. It might be worth it to you. For me, it personally just wasn't. And also, I'm going to say this too regarding the money. I would say there were only a couple girls on my team that I know were making over $1,000 a month. I definitely think my platform on Instagram boosted my sales and boosted kind of my exposure. But I had also seen girls do it with 1,000 followers, 500 followers, and make it to the top of the company. I think
when the MLM started.
Where, bro? Where?
Yeah. Also, I'm very glad that she said that. I mean, she should have said it way earlier, and it's just the smallest little blip ever, and she kind of ixnayed it with the whole this right now. But I'm glad that she mentioned that. Oh, there's one more thing that I wanted to say, but I forgot. What is?
That you shouldn't put a limit on what you can achieve, but I don't want to sit here and say all of us were making great money, because only a few of us, there's a very small percentage that did take it to extreme levels and start making decent amount of money. Enough.
No, babe. Listen, she's got me on fire. Take it to extreme levels. Nope. No, you cannot tell me that in the over 300 people you had, which is what she said earlier, that only probably 3 to 5 of you were making over $1,000 a month, and y'all were the only ones that take it to extreme level. Why were you making that money a month? Because of all the people under you who are working very hard. Bro.
Ordering those products for personal consumption, allegedly.
I cannot.
But it's not a pyramid scheme, right? It's not.
I get, so obviously, she started off by saying how she's this is all my personal experience. I thought it was going to be even more anti multi-level marketing than it is. It's really pro multi-level marketing, just saying if you work really hard, you're going to get there. That's not true. That's just not true. And of course, for her, it's not, she probably doesn't see it that way because she's in that bubble, right? So Fired Up JJ is my favorite. Sorry, y'all. I
love when she's spicy.
It's been a weird day.
Same here.
Yeah.
I feel like people are seeing what our regular like text messages and FaceTimes are like between the three of us too.
To be able to sustainably quit your job. Hopefully that helps. I don't want anyone to not do it because they're scared, and I don't want anyone to do it because they're like, oh, this is my only option. Okay, so this girl said, were there people in the business that I didn't want to work with but was forced to, and why? So going back to, I don't know if I should expand on this subject at all, but I mean, that's with anything in life. You're not gonna like every single person that you work with. That's just not realistic. You can fake the whole women empowerment, girls support girls, but what it comes down to is some personalities just clash. Some people just don't get along with each other. And I think that some people did not like my personality, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I probably was not the best leader. I mean, nobody is perfect. There's always something better that you could do. I think that some people clashed with my personality and I clashed with some people's personality, and I'm referring to like my upline and then my downline. Like I think some people didn't necessarily like me, but also like people, I would sign up people and then those people would sign up people and then they would just throw their people that they signed up onto me to lead them. And it was extremely stressful and overwhelming, and I just like, it wasn't their fault because I would do it.
So you were coaching other people's team members when you already were making pennies for the hourly wage on top of, okay, got it.
I just felt like that was what they should do. Like, oh, Michaela will just take care of it. Michaela will just handle it. But it just got to a point where I just like, I started resenting people, and I just didn't want, I don't have time.
Listen, some of y'all might not agree with me on this point. Michaela, as a person making $15K a month because of those people, yeah, maybe you should be okay with training them. Yeah, I think that she had a bad take there. Now, I don't even want to go back on anything. I think that's totally true. I think that if they're making you $15,000 a month, you should be a little okay with training them and their downline. That's all I got, and I stand by that.
Yeah, she definitely sounds a little bit ungrateful because, like, ma'am, that's why you're up at the 1 or 2%, because of the people below you that are getting stuck under you or whatever. Like, that's the reason why you're ranking up, because your downliners are ranking people in. So don't be fucking ungrateful, ma'am. Don't be ungrateful.
Time or energy to not like somebody. And then my upline, there was just always some bullshit happening that I just was like, why am I, like, I don't have to deal with this. Oh, a lot of people asked what happened with the car. Once I completely qualified for the Cadillac, okay? But once I realized two things. They give you an allowance for the car each month based on your rank. So once you're qualified completely for the car, you have to maintain your rank, and depending on your rank, you get a certain allowance on your bonus check each month that goes towards your car payment. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Fully qualified for it, I'm gonna get it. And then I realized that the car still goes in your name. You still have to have, I mean, if you're gonna buy a $60,000 car, your credit has to be superb. I'm not in, you know, the 800 range of a credit score. It just merely was impossible for me to get approved. I did go look at a bunch of them. I thought for sure it was going to work out, and it just didn't. But then it was right around that time that I realized that I was backing away from the business anyway, and I didn't want to be stuck with a car and not be getting a payment for it each month. So I just played it safe, and I went, and I've never had a car in my name before ever. They've always just been hand-me-down cars, always just like pieces of shit. And I finally bought myself a car a couple months ago. It's a really nice VW, and I'm obsessed with it. It's mine, it's my baby. And it just felt amazing to be able to do that, because I did save so much money, and I feel, you know, I felt comfortable enough at least to be able to do that. So, oh, and also I just want to say too that I saw so many girls getting Cadillacs. Like right around the time that I was quitting, nobody on my personal team under me had gotten one yet. I would have been the first one. I mean, there are hundreds at this point, hundreds of people that have earned their Cadillac through Monet, and they're killing it. So
Who tried to pause it? Because we paused it at the same time. Me. Nice. I was just gonna read this comment. You can read it if you want.
No, go for it.
If she's making $15K a month, she should be delegating training to employees that get paid far above a living wage. Oh, wait. I think this is such a good comment because it's true. Like, she, like, you know, like I mentioned earlier, like, she really should be, especially if you own a business and people are working under you and making money, like, I mean, that's just the way things work. Like, you should be training them. You know, why wouldn't you? Is it hard? I'm sure it is. It's probably going to take a lot of energy, but like, you're making bank and they're providing that for you. So yeah, love this comment.
What I was going to say is that she said there was over 300 people on her team or under her, and she would have been the first one to earn the car. Ma'am, something don't seem right. If it's such a legit business, more people would have cars.
It's definitely very doable. It's very legit, but you have to also keep in mind that you do still have to put it in your name. And if you do stop working the business or for whatever reason lose your rank, like you get stuck with the car payment, which is kind of scary. And it takes a lot of hard work to get there, but it is 100% possible. Ooh, would I still recommend it, Monat, the business, to people? And then in parentheses, she said, moms especially. I'm gonna say that it completely depends on you and what you are willing to give up and sacrifice if you decide to work this business. If you just want to do it part-time and just make a couple extra $100 a month, then you don't, I mean, you're still gonna have to put some hard work into it, but you're not gonna, you know, day in and day out, you're not gonna be stressed out and freaking out and anxious and anxiety. And I wouldn't go telling everyone you should do money. I think that when I was so involved, obviously I was making money when I was recruiting people, but I was also so invested into money. That had become my life. And that had become my normal. I naturally wanted everyone to be able to be as successful as I was being. And especially because I knew that if I kept going, I would just see more and more and more and more success. But now that I'm not in it anymore and I'm reflecting on the reasons kind of why I quit, I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it, but I'm not gonna say that you shouldn't. If you are willing to put in the time and the dedication and the sacrifices and the blood, sweat, and tears, honey, why not? To moms, first of all, I'm not gonna sit here and say that you should or shouldn't do something. I'm not going to, because everyone is completely different. Everyone has a complete different situation. I'm not gonna say that I recommend it, but I'm also gonna say that I don't recommend it. I think it just comes down to you and what you're willing to do. Would I ever go back to it? A lot of people ask this question. I would not. I still have an active account because I do still purchase the products myself and I get a 30% discount being a market partner. And I still do help my friends and family whenever they need more product. Like, I order everything for them. I would never.
She makes residual income off that team. I have a feeling if you still, if her account wasn't closed, like, and she, and like probably her downline, here's my thought, because she still has that same account. She didn't switch an account. It's still her account. Her upline probably just took the team out of those things, and but she still gets paid off of them. Like, think about it. Someone in her position who doesn't think that MLMs are a bad idea, who's making residual income, like, yeah. A lot of people do this though in MLMs.
Well, and now I think her posture, all the rank makers are going to be like, whoa, because I said posture. Sorry, guys. Should have given y'all a trigger warning. But the way that she's going about saying, and the words specifically that she's choosing, I think now it makes sense, because she's trying to maintain in good standing, because we know that a lot of these multi-level marketing companies have clauses in their agreement that says, hey, if you say anything bad about us, we can terminate your account. She wants to use these products. And I'd venture to say that she probably wants to continue bringing in those checks off of the team, even though she's not promoting.
You know what puts the cherry on top of the cupcake for me? If that makes sense, it makes sense. It makes sense, y'all. I know you get it. Is the fact that she gets the discount that the Monat market partners get. So that means she's still a Monat market partner.
Right. And remember at the beginning, I feel like we're putting puzzle pieces together here. Remember at the beginning when she said that, or towards the beginning, where she said that her leader took her team away. if she's still an active whatever market partner with the company, the only way for those people traditionally in multi-level marketing companies to be moved up is if she no longer has an active account. For example, when I left Prove It last July 2021 and said, hey, close my account, I'm resigning, no thank you. What happened to all of my customers, former customers and team members is they rolled up directly to Jessie Lee. So if she still has that market partner account, I am guessing, and again, I'm not stating this as fact, she probably is still getting paid off of that team. And she's probably still using the products because I bet there's a minimum requirement, a monthly requirement to stay active, if you will, in order to gain that money off of her team. Yikes.
Okay, so I was a little disconnected because I was actually snooping through her Instagram, and she no longer has the Monet link. The only like links that she has are for she owns like a boutique and also her OnlyFriends, as she calls it, instead of OnlyFans, her OnlyFriends, and that's it. That's all she has. She no longer has anything like even in her highlights about Monet or anything. So I'm pretty sure she got terminated after this. Well, I don't want to assume, but in my opinion, that would be the next step for Monet.
That was going to be my next question, is if that link was in her link tree.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I mean, probably at the time she was still using it, or even just like, you know, she said helping her family like get products and stuff. She just has to keep the personal volume for her to like keep getting paid, because her, you know, her group volume's fine with all the people under her. But yeah, she probably, my thought, and I agree with y'all, she got probably, what is it called? Somebody help me out.
Terminated?
That word. Okay, let's keep going.
Never cancel my account, and since I've done that, I'm still getting paid from my downline every single month, which is nice. I mean, it's extra income. I worked my ass.
If we would have waited just 5 seconds, sorry everybody. Shit.
Oh my God.
So I didn't imagine that. Yay for my memory.
Myself, like, I deserve it. I deserve that money. I worked so hard to get to that point to be gaining residual income. So obviously my checks are kind of getting a little bit smaller and smaller each month, but it's still residual income for me. At this point, I'm doing many other things. I have a large savings saved, so I don't feel the need to go back to do it and do that to myself again, because you guys, I was so stressed out.
Why would you feel the need to go back and do it when you're getting paid for not doing any work moving forward? That's an ethics issue, in my opinion.
And I think what it really was is because I just wanted to focus on myself. What happens to the people you recruited and are supposed to be mentoring? There was definitely some drama. Before I left, I decided I needed to take a mental break, like right around the time that I moved back home. It was much needed. I was exhausted. Plus I had just moved across country. I was trying to readjust in my new home, being by myself, a single parent again. So it was needed for me to take some time away from everything. And at that point I did have a large savings, so I wasn't concerned about not actively working for a couple weeks. That didn't sit well with a lot of the girls, because they're like, Michaela, you're the one that was preaching to us. I think it was just like kind of an unfortunate situation, the way that everything happened, but I just couldn't do it anymore. I tried picking up the pieces and jumping back in, but I just couldn't get myself to do it. So sometimes I would go in the group message and I'd be like, okay, I'm sorry, like we'll have a team call today, and then the team call just wouldn't happen. And that happened probably like 2 or 3 times. And at that point I just knew mentally, emotionally, physically, I just wasn't capable of leading that many people and dealing with that amount of weight on my chest anymore. Like I just knew that I couldn't do it. I think again, like girls are just really catty and petty, and I found out that there was a lot of talking about me behind my back.
It's true. Girls can be that way. Anyone, theys, he's, she's, we can all be that way. And I'm not saying that she is this way, but I'm saying there's just a common denominator in every one of her stories about drama. You know? I'm not saying it was her, but was it? It's interesting.
She definitely reminds me of myself when I was younger. Like a lot more hot-headed, and a lot of what I say goes, and if not, nothing goes, you know? She definitely gives me that vibe. She reminds me of a much younger me.
She's still an active market partner. Yeah, Faith just sent it to me. She's still an active market partner. She's still getting paid every month.
Stop. And she doesn't have the link anymore. And I think that's her only Instagram. That's what I was looking through right now.
Well, I don't think she's trying to like actively sell it, but she's still an active market partner and getting paid every month.
And it's been like over a year that she left.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's her.
And it pissed me off because I was just like, you guys don't understand the amount of sacrifice that I've put into this business. Like, I've seriously done so much to obviously help me be successful, but in turn make you successful as well. So I just felt like extremely taken advantage of it at certain points. I deleted everybody from the group chat and I said, you guys just figure it out on your own, because I can't do this anymore. And they didn't appreciate me quitting, I suppose, which I understand. I get it. I get where they're coming from. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not dwelling on things that were said about me. I don't really care, to be completely honest. I'm gonna do what's best for me and Wolf no matter what. It just kind of ended in an unfortunate situation. But also, it was extremely liberating when I finally just like cut that chain. I was like, see you later, and just never looked back. I just never looked back, and thank God, because now I'm like finally focusing on myself and Wolf and things that I love and enjoy doing, and I have time for my family and my friends, and to even just film a YouTube video. I didn't even have time to do that. This is
quick pause. I wanted to address this comment here. Nobody shamed OnlyFans. I said she called it Only Friends. Good for her if she has it. None of us here do that. So no, we are not shaming her. That's it.
Yeah, definitely not us. I don't know if anyone in the comments were, but you know, let's not do that. Let's not. If someone is, we don't do that here. You know, we don't do that. Okay.
the last question that I have written down, but I'm gonna go back and check to see if there are any new questions. But this girl said, what did I do with the leftover products and samples? So they're literally just sitting at my house. I use them, I go through them, but I also have products that aren't for my specific hair type. So if anybody's in Fort Wayne and you need some products, hit me up and I'll sell them to you really cheap. They're not even open. And I have like 12 of some things. So who knows, maybe I should do a giveaway or something. Oh, this is...
Wait.
She did end up doing the giveaway.
She is selling the products that she front loaded. I have 12 of something. Ma'am, you're not giving them. Maybe you're doing a giveaway, okay, but you're... Oh, God, I can't. Okay, I'm just going to mute myself.
A good one. Did you make more money off of recruitment or product sales? So the compensation plan, again, is very complex and confusing. You do tangibly make more money off of recruits, just like off a quick transaction. So like if you sign somebody up with the $199 kit, you get a $50 immediate bonus on your next paycheck from that. If you sign somebody up with, like, I think if it's the $349, you get $120 bonus maybe. So essentially you do make more, a bigger lump sum of money with recruiting because you only make 20% commission on products. But the compensation plan is set up to where if you're at a higher rank, you're going to be making more money overall because you have a larger team. So you could be somebody who's at director and you're not really recruiting a lot of people, but you have a large established team underneath you. You're going to be getting still paid a shit ton of money even though you're not recruiting because your team is recruiting and so on and so forth. That's kind of how it works. It's really hard to explain until you actually do it. You don't really understand it fully. And I'm pretty sure you can look up their compensation plan online. I'm pretty sure that's also public information. So, well, that was kind of intense. I'm just so tired of like beating around the bush and tiptoeing around other people's feelings, and I don't know, it's not even that. I just am so tired of like not just giving you guys the full truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. I don't know, it just felt good to get all of this out, and especially because I know a lot of you are and have been contemplating doing a business like this, or maybe Monat itself. So hopefully this can give you some more insight. Just be careful, be cautious, and do your own research as well, because this is just one personal opinion. I've seen a lot of other YouTube videos out there where they're like, money's a scam, I was scammed out of money. And I'm like, first of all, how? But you know, to each their own. Thank you so much for watching. I think my next video is gonna be another OnlyFans video. If it is, stay tuned for the giveaway at the end of it. If it's not, I don't know, just stay tuned either way. I love you guys so much. It's literally painful sometimes. It feels so good to be back on camera and talking to you and connecting with you and being myself. And I just love you. So thank you for supporting me as always. Please make sure to subscribe.
I'm pretty sure you don't love me, pal. Okay, this is an interesting point. I was criticizing Tana's Angels, where Tana, I think you said Mongoose, but you probably meant it as a joke, but it's Mojo, I'm pretty sure, makes money off the people she recruits into OnlyFans. If you can make a percentage off your downline, OnlyFans might be problematic. I mean, that's interesting. That's an interesting thing to look into. I've actually heard that. Might be something to look into for someone of us. I'm curious. OnlyFans, what they're following. Yeah. Come on.
I don't know much about OnlyFans, but I was definitely not shaming it. Like, you do whatever makes you happy. It's your body. Nobody should be able to tell you what to do. And if that's how you get to bank, hey, you do it. Trust me, if my husband was not uncomfortable with me showing my boobs and stuff, I'd probably be out here doing something, getting that money. So definitely not shaming anyone on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Tana's Angels. Yeah, Tana Mojo. Okay. Anyway, who likes my pink lights? Because I love them.
I love them so much.
I got my lights changed.
I love them. They're so cute.
Don't know I had lights before, but I got them changed because they didn't, like, the remote didn't work, so I could never put pink lights on.
I think those are brighter too than the other ones you had.
They are brighter. I can change the intensity.
Come here. You want to say hi?
My donut that looks like a sun. Ah.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Anyway, what y'all think of this? It's interesting. It's an interesting video. You know, I just think it's someone who might still be getting paid off of it. Like, it's probably not a huge check anymore, but it's probably something. And also, if you're wondering what I've been doing this whole time, literally playing with slime.
Yes. Oh, I was gonna guess that.
Oh, sorry. OMG Julie, I saw a license plate that said Lexapro and thought of you. That's
phenomenal. I love that.
First off, I'm glad that you thought of me. That makes me happy. What's your code or link to buy something or register for a service?
Y'all want to hear something real cute? Listen to my boy say the colors.
Okay.
Abba. Blue. Me. Ik. Apple. Red.
Good job, babe.
Oh my gosh.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
I love it.
So cute. It was
Thank
so
you.
cute.
Always stealing the show.
Riley.
Always.
Riley, let the dogs in. My dogs are coming in.
I think this was a good video to react to. I think it was different than some of the stuff that we typically see. But at the end, when she, in my opinion, like outed herself that, hey, I'm still collecting this check. I mean, those words came out of her mouth because I worked my butt off. I just have a problem with that. I don't think that that's okay. Not at all.
Finn missed the bed.
She ran straight into the laundry basket.
Oh my god. Are you okay,
She's
my love?
she's tough. She's fine. Look at her.
She's
She's
okay.
good.
Are you okay? Sometimes she'll have a bruised tummy though because she'll like hit her tummy on the bed frame. I'm sorry, little girl. I love you. This is Finn. This is my bestie. Other than Erin, of course. Look at her. Look at how cute she is.
Oh my God,
Look at
Linda.
her. She looks like Yoda.
Thank you so much.
Keep it Tootie.
Oh, Linda, you're so nice.
All of the floofs. We love the floofs here.
Thank you.
We
I would
definitely
love
do.
to do this with Luna, but there's no possible way. She's like 70 pounds of hair.
Love. Just love.
Will you live stream the Eric Worre video? I'm
one?
gonna say yes, but which video? Because if you have something, send it our way. Because am I ready to talk about that? Yeah,
Absolutely.
I definitely am. I wasn't ready for a little bit of time.
Was anyone here when Eric Worre was getting what is it? Like I did a live or something where Eric Worre was getting like someone took over his Instagram account.
I remember that.
Like I mean he got it back, but someone hacked into his Instagram account. It was not that no, that's funny. He got it back obviously, but like y'all remember that?
I think so. You just unlocked the memory.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
I do remember that. It was pretty funny.
Luna, the Halloween costume idea. Oh.
I'm so happy you guys chose to do this with me because I really did I wanted to hear what you guys had to say because I really did. The whole time that I was watching that video the first time around, I remember screaming at the screen like, "We've been saying that.
Mm-hmm.
We've been saying."
Yeah. You know,
so I was like, I want to see what they think.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm glad. Thank you for inviting us to do this. I was tracking with her a little bit at the beginning. I was like, okay, yeah. But then it just went downhill. And someone mentioned, why is she so defensive? I think that's a great question. She was very defensive. I mean, she even flipped off the camera. It's like.
Well, we know now because she still has an account.
Reaping a reward from
and
it.
is collecting income. So even though she's like, I'm just gonna tell you guys and be real and raw, she was still not parts she was pretty real about what it's like to be in a multi-level marketing company, but then she was still kind of defending herself a little bit, and it's
and
they was ready for us to destroy her, but I was like, I don't have any strong feelings. I feel like she's saying what she thinks is the truth. Is it necessarily the truth? Probably not. And also now we know she has a motive to steal or not say the actual truth because she still has the account.
Absolutely. Yeah. She's still making money because if she would have said, what we're saying, she would have said, the truth, talked about the income disclosure statement and that most people don't make money because they don't make money, not because they don't work hard enough. She would have lost her account and not been getting that money. So, good video choice. That was awesome. Karina, give it up for Karina. Yeah. And also go sub to Karina.
Thank you. Also, congratulations, Erin.
Thank
Congrats.
you.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. It's been really, really cool watching it grow. And the thing that I get excited about is the growth for me represents the message getting out to more people. And I really, that gets me really excited because people are getting it,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Thank you guys.
All right. Well, I'm going to cuddle with this right here. That's all that right there. You see that? I'm going to go cuddle with that right now. So I'm hopping off.
All right, you guys have a great night. Thank you. Thank you for saying yes. I appreciate you guys, both of y'all. I'm going to go cuddle with my little man too, who just woke up from his nap. Go practice them colors, them shapes, I'm
going to go
working on the speech. Oh, I'm still full, but I'll send you some tacos al pastor. I'll overnight some tacos al pastor to y'all, both of y'all.
I'm in.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye.